comrades, this video is addressed to the communists, socialists, leftists and all enemies of the imperialism. Especially I addressed this video to the members of the Korean Friendship Association from England, because the hero of this video is one of the members of the KFA England, Alan Bolon, which you see in this video. This video I recorded with him 1 year ago. It was a conversation about DPRK. The name of this conversation is Truth About North Korea, and I think that it was good conversation. So firstly I will present this guy. So he is a member of the, as you see, he is a member of the Korean Friendship Association in the UK, and here you can find one of his lectures about the Juche philosophy. And there is another video with him which you can find. This video is the interview which he made with the Dermot Hudson, Dr. Dermot Hudson. It's a good comrade. I want to say hi for him for all the work which he made to defend the North Korea and struggle against the imperialism. So as you see, the subject of this video is Alan Bolon from UK, who also is a Polish immigrant like me, and 1 year ago we try a little collaborated in the Odrodzenie Komunizmu channel, but this collaboration was finished, and now I will show the new organization where Alan Bolon is active. So as you see, it is his article from which was written a few days ago. It is article for the anniversary of the October Revolution. So he participated in Poland with this organization called the Institute of Marx. And what is Institute of Marx? So maybe first presentation that this organization is the bunch of idiots. This is the group of people who try to unify some different theories. There are the guys who promote, for example, the Shining Path and the President Gonzalo. So they are thinking that the Gonzalo is the guy like Marx, Engels, Lenin, Stalin and Mao, and he is Gonzalo, the biggest leader of the Marxist thought. And in the same time the Institute of Marx is the Institute of Marx with rainbow flags. As I said, this is a bunch of idiots because as you maybe know, the Shining Path and the organization of Gonzalo was an organization responsible for the massacre of the gay people in Peru. Gonzalo was a homophobe, and as you see, they in the same time they say that the biggest Marxist is the Gonzalo, and they try to because they don't want to collaborate with Polish working class, so they choose to try to organize the Marxist ideas in the LGBT demonstration, and it is why they not only gave this banner of the marks in the rainbow flag, but maybe you don't understand these words which are written here, but it is written not workers of the world unite, but it is written it is the first word which is here. It is the word which don't exist in Polish language. It is the neologism. This is not a womankind. It is not a mankind. It is something third one thing. I think that it is provocation, but you see that they in the same time they try to promote the homophobe Gonzalo and recruit the activists of the LGBTQ movement, but it is their problem. It is not a question which I want to present here about these stupid things which you can find in their internet site or in the other medias. If I have to record this video about them, I think that it is waste of time. I don't respect these people. And it's nothing interesting there, but I am respecting North Korea, I am respecting DPRK, I respect all the people in the world who are make activity in the solidarity of the DPRK. I respect Dr. Dermot Hudson. It is not easy in Western countries to defend the DPRK. If you defend the DPRK in the Western countries, they accuse you that you are agent, that you are idiot, that you promote the, I don't know, concentrational camp, that DPRK, it is the one big prison, everybody are starving there, and it is monarchy and stuff like this. So for somebody who is socialist, communist in the Western countries, if you openly said that you are solidar with the revolution in the North Korea, that you are against all these tensions, against occupation of the Korean peninsula by the US imperialist troops, you are against sanction against North Korea and stuff like this, of course you will have problem. So I respect these people for two reasons. First reason, because they defend one of the good example of the socialist state, and the socialist state which in the time of this movie about the capitalism in the South Korea, about the Squid Game, we see the difference between these two societies. In the South Korea we have the very brutal mafia style capitalism, when everybody have to they have debts, and because of that they are a slaves of mafia, slave of I don't know, other things, and they decided that they have played the game where they can die. So this brutal capitalism in the South Korea, of course it is a system which is it is disgusting, and if we compare this with the society in the North Korea, for example, in this series Squid Game, one of the reasons why the main hero of this series, he wants to participate in this game, it is because his woman don't have money to the healthcare system, and they decided not going to hospital, and they die because of this. In North Korea, the healthcare system is free for every citizens of North Korea, and it is one of the reasons why I support this socialist state. Of course, I know that it is not a perfect state. We can't build the perfect socialist society when we are in the isolation, in the situation when the Japanese imperialist, American imperialist, puppets of imperialists from USA in the South Korea, and also oligarchic Russia, all can make pressure against North Korea. So it is not easy. So of course this society is very militarized, and they are lack of many things. But the things why I support this system, it is a society egalitarian, and also there are. It is long discussion, but also we have to say something about the life which is in DPRK. I can compare the western cities like Paris, where you can find a lot of trash, a lot of I don't know, things which are ugly, which are smelling not good. North Korea cities are clean, and the citizens of this citoyens of this society also are. We can see the difference between these societies and the degenerated people from the capitalist states, thinking only about consumption, only about the social media, only about the, I don't know, the surgeon operation, how that everybody have to be pretty, everybody have to have beautiful, I don't know. Okay, I will not continue because it is not subject. Okay, so this organization of these Polish idiots, this is a group of the young people, and it is why we can find there a lot of different ideas. But most of these ideas, they are not danger because these people are isolated and don't know how to organize something. So if one day they are, I don't know, make article that something very stupid in the history of the socialist movement, it is our way. It is not problem because they don't have any connection with masses. But in this organization there are a guy who collaborate with the German organization MLPD. It is Marxist-Leninist Party of Germany. And because it is big organization, and this is why it is danger. It is danger, and now I would like to read you some things from this from program of this organization. So wait, I will show you everything I will prepare. Maybe I make this. So it is a program of the MLPD. In English, you can find this program in the site internet MLPD. So I will read you some chapters. Before I will read you some chapters, for the people who don't know me, I have to explain that I was born in the socialist Poland. I was born in 1982, and the capitalist contra-revolution, it is something which I remember. I was very, very young in this time, but I remember all this situation in 1990s in Poland. It was catastrophe that every week in Poland there was factories which was closed, and we have mafia style capitalism. We have big inflation. The people from in very, very short time they became very, very poor. So from the economic point of view, the transformation, the counter-revolution which was taking place in Poland was a catastrophe. So it was catastrophe from the economic point of view. It was catastrophe also for the I can say the superstructure. So for example in Poland it was a beginning of the clericalization of the Polish society. The Polish Catholic Church starting to expand. It was the Catholic Church in Poland was always very, very powerful organization. Also in the time of socialism, it is one of the reasons why I criticized the leaders of the socialist Poland. But in 1990s they started to build the theocratical society, and now in 2021 they accomplished this task, I can say. So in every school we have the lesson of the religion. Of course the abortion is banned. In every corner in Poland you can find the monuments of the Catholic priests, especially the Pope John Paul II, or other priests like Popiełuszko and many others. Also the Catholic Church became a very, very rich institution. So in the time of the reprivatization they take for the free a lot of land, a lot of building, especially in the center of the cities. And it is one of the reasons why they can build the Catholic media. We have the Radio Maria. It was started like a very small radio, but now it is all the media system. That we have Radio Maria, we have television Trwam, we have the newspaper Nasz Dziennik, and many other medias of the ultra-conservative Catholic extreme right. What else? We have the universities of the Catholic, only for the Catholic, and when they promote all this fanatic version of the Catholic religion. And a few years ago there are new organization named Ordo Iuris. It is an organization of the lawyers which try to make a censorship to all people who are against this rule of the Catholic system in Poland. So it was a catastrophe, not only in the economic level but also in the superstructure level. It was also the last 30 years in Poland. It is also the promotion of the individualism, promotion of the very, very aggressive capitalist fanatics propaganda, the Austrian school, the libertarians, the I don't know, Milton Friedman's, Chicago Boys, stuff like this, that against the trade unions, against workers, of course, against socialist ideas. The promotion that now every young Pole, he believed in three things. He believed that of course he believed in God and in this radical fanatic version of the Catholic religion. He believed in the capitalist system that if he will work hard, he became a new Jeff Bezos or new Elon Musk. And the third things, it is the promotion of the extreme nationalism. This extreme nationalism we see now in the Polish-Belarusian border against migrants, and also this nationalism is very, very retrograde, anti-leftist, anti-communist, against all the leftist ideas. So it is the short bilan of the 30 years of the capitalist counter-revolution which taking place in Poland, and it is not only the exception of Poland. The things the counter-revolution in other Eastern European countries are very, very similar, and for example in the demographic level, it was in the countries like Romania or Bulgaria or Russia or Ukraine, we have not only the economic catastrophe, but we have also the demographic catastrophe. This demographic catastrophe we can find in the Baltic states, when the half of the population disappeared. Many of them go to emigration, but also people are now starting to die faster than in the socialist time. So for example in Bulgaria in the time of counter-revolution there was 10 million of people. Now there are only 5.5 million of people, so 45% of the Bulgarian society disappeared. And similar things we can find in the other countries where counter-revolution take place. We can find, for example, in Ukraine the fascization of the society, the fascization where the struggle against the Communist Party of Ukraine, the destruction of the monuments of the Soviet Army, monuments of the Lenin and other Marxist thinkers. It was a time when they promote the collaboration force with the Third Reich. In Ukraine it is Bandera, in Poland it is the cursed soldiers, for example the Brigada Świętokrzyska NSZ, and in the Baltic states they promote the Baltic SS divisions and stuff like this. So in every level the counter-revolution was a catastrophe, and it is why I of course I understand the history of the socialist Poland and the socialist bloc. I know that we have big difference in the time between the time of the construction of socialism in 1930s in the Soviet Union and in the time of the Khrushchev or Brezhnev. I know that the death of the comrade Stalin and after the 20 Congress of the Communist Party of Soviet Union, it was something that it's changed in their society. But it was only the change in the power. There was not big change for the people who lived in the Soviet Union or socialist Poland, and most of these changes which taken place there was the change for the in the direction of the restoration of the capitalism. But you have to understand that the capitalism was not restored in Poland in 1956, 1960s or 1970s. It was not capitalism, it was still socialist system. Socialist system, of course, I know that Gierek, he tried to make a contact with the Western banks, but for the people in the bottom of the society, it was all the time socialism and free education, free healthcare system, free houses, job for everybody and stuff like this. And also, if we speak about these changes in 1956, for example, in Poland, it was the time when in the time of Bierut, the abortion was banned, and it is Gomułka who legalized abortion, or maybe it was legalized in this 1956 before the Gomułka take power. But you see that it is not so easy, the thing that everybody which existed in the time of Stalin was good, and everything which existed in the time after Stalin was bad. It is a little more complicated, but it is not the question. I can discuss with Marxists about the class, what was socialist Poland in the time of Bierut, in the time of Gomułka, in the time of Gierek or Jaruzelski. I am open for this discussion. I am also open for the discussion about the DPRK, because, as I said before, I don't think that DPRK it is a perfect society. I think that in this condition which exists now in this region, it is the best society which we can imagine. That in the time when this small country is surrounded by the imperialist force from USA, from South Korea, from Japan, and also from Russia, and also we are not sure what will be the position of the Chinese in the time when they attacked the North Korea. So I understand that this society has to be militarized, and maybe it is not a perfect democracy. But the discussion in the Marxist circles, it has to be discussion where we all agree in one thing, that we can be a little critic to these societies, but in the time of the confrontation with imperialism, we support these societies and we are against contre-revolution, because contre-revolution, it is always a catastrophe. It is the catastrophe for real people. It is the catastrophe for the workers. If the contre-revolution in North Korea will be like the contre-revolution in the Eastern Europe, that the population will be, most of these people will die very quickly or will have to emigrate, and in the emigration they will have to work in the very shitty jobs, and so it is not good for this society to this forced contre-revolution. Okay, so now we will read this fragment from this program of MLPD. So I start to read from the page 47. Modern revisionism disguises itself as Marxist, but in reality it repudiates and falsifies the fundamental principles of scientific socialism. It is a form of bourgeois ideology in the working class movement. It spreads opportunism and by means of pseudo-socialist politics disorient those who are in search of social alternative to capitalism. With the collapse of bureaucratic capitalism in the Soviet Union, Eastern Europe and the German Democratic Republic, modern revisionism got into an open crisis. This has opened the way to a new upswing of the struggle for socialism. So as you see, this program was written in 2016. In 2016, after 25 years of the counter-revolution in the Eastern Bloc, after all these things which I explain you, that it was a catastrophe for the working people from Poland, from Romania, from Bulgaria, from Ukraine, from Russia and many other countries, it was a catastrophe. They don't understand what's going on in these Eastern European countries. They said that no, it's good that the counter-revolution happened, now we can try to build real socialism there. The problem is that they didn't build any socialist for any strong strong organization in any ex-socialist state. This is the problem. There's this anti-communist propaganda that criticize the USSR and the other socialist states. It's not working. It's not working. That after all the episode of building of Trotsky's organization in the Poland, Eastern Europe countries, Russia and Ukraine, and it's not work. All these organizations are very small, only with the intellectual circles, students, some of the journalists, without any real contact with the working class. It is a small organization, and if there are the organization which organize working class today in these countries, this is only the organization who defend the socialism which existed before. It is the example of the Communist Party of the Russian Federation. It was an example of the Czech Communist organization, and it was also the example of Communist Party of Ukraine before this party was destroyed. So of course, this statement is very idiot. But I can understand that somebody who wrote this in 1989 or 1919, they could not know what's happened in this country. They could have hope that maybe this counter-revolution will be a little different. Maybe the workers now will fight for a real socialist. But making this program after 25 years of the counter-revolution, it's shown that the guys from the MLPD, they are idiots because they don't understand the real what's happening in these states. So it is one of the answer. They are idiots, or they are not idiots, but they promote something different. This organization came from Germany, and of course the counter-revolution in Poland was a catastrophe for the Polish working class, but it was a very good time for the corporation from Germany which existed in Poland, that our distribution was taken by the German corporation like Lidl or Kaufland, our production, our electricity, our banking system, and many other branches of Polish economy are controlled by the German capital. So it was not a catastrophe for the German bourgeoisie. So if these people promote the counter-revolution in Eastern European countries, because this expansion of the German influence of the German corporation in the Eastern European countries, it is true for every state, not only from Poland. So maybe this program was written because of the German bourgeoisie wanted to promote the counter-revolution. I don't know. One thing which is important that you have to understand: these people, they because they are thinking that the revisionism is the biggest enemy. So they promote the counter-revolution, and now I will read. Now I will read second things which I prepared for you. You have to wait a little bit. Why I address this article, this video for the comrade from Korean Friendship Association. What is okay? So I will read a citation from the page 78. As the masses of the world intensified their search for a social alternative, the ideological dispute, mainly with different shades of revisionism, gains an importance. A material source of the diverse revisionist theories and their propagation today are countries like China, Vietnam, Cuba, or North Korea, which still fly the flag of socialism, communism. Communists, but in reality have executed the restoration of capitalism. They sullied the image of socialism, communism in a serious, persistent way. The Marxist-Leninist struggle against revisionism must help the masses came successfully to grips with the petty bourgeois revisionist mode of thinking. The teachings of Marx, Engels, Lenin, Stalin, and Mao Zedong, and their vivid further development and application to the concrete situation of progressive social reality form of the foundation for a new upsurge of the struggle for socialism. So, as you see, this the MLPD openly say that the Korea is a revisionist state, and the role of the Marxist-Leninists today is the fight against the revisionism, is the fight against the Labor Party of Korea, against the leader Kim Jong-un. And it is why I want to make this warning that your guy Alan, he collaborate with this idiot, he collaborate with this organization who are preparing ground for the color revolution in North Korea, because the imperialism after the defeat in the Vietnam War, after the victories of the socialist revolution in many third world countries, the imperialists changed the strategy, And one of the strategy of the imperialism is so-called colored revolution. Colored revolution, it is something which is of course organized by the imperialists, but sometimes it take a little leftist how to say leftist look, that when we see the I don't know, the all this revolution and the first colored revolution was in Chile in the time of the Salvador Allende, and the imperialists, they paid the truck drivers to make a strike. So if you are not understand what is imperialism, and you see only the situation in the Chile, you see, there is the government of Chile and there are the truck drivers make strike, and we communists always we have to support the working class people who make strike. No, it is not so simple. It is not so simple. This strike of the truck drivers in Chile was organized by the CIA only to make to destroy the Chilean economy and prepare ground to the coup d'état putsch organized by the Pinochet. Another example of colored revolution is very good known for me, the example of the colored revolution in Poland. It is the Solidarność. So there is the discussion which colored revolution was first. The first one was a Polish colored revolution or the Chilean counter-revolution, but it is something, it is another subject. So the strategy of the counter-revolution and in Poland, and also it is strategy which we can find in this MLPD. Wait a minute. Maybe I will find if they wrote about this. Wait, camera's a little. I try to find in this okay, I found. So excuse me, cameras, that you have to wait, but I think that it is important. So as I said before, the Solidarność, it was colored revolution which was financed by the Western imperialism, and it is not a surprise that these idiots from this organization, they promote Solidarność, and they are in this article, they are we can find the working class in Poland, and they are bravely make strikes against these bureaucrats, capitalists, revisionists, and we have to support them. It is an article wrote by the Germans, Maoists in the 1981. So it is the tradition. But in Poland, 40 years after this the creation of Solidarność, and 30 years after the Contrrevolution, publishing the article which presents the Solidarność like something good for the workers, you have to be a very big idiot, but they don't have problem with this. So they promote the Solidarność. Of course, it is without any sense. As I said, as I showed you before, the Contrrevolution in Poland, it was not only the question of the economic Contrrevolution. It was the Contrrevolution also on the superstructure level, that the Solidarność was a force of the clericalization of the Polish society. It was the force which starting to make propaganda against the sexual minorities, against abortion, against the role of the woman in the society, but in the one way they support these things which were you see this is we can find logic there. They in the same time they can support the force against which promote the clericalization and the persecution of the gay, and another day they will defend the gay rights. Okay, so but why I forget why okay, so I think that it is the subject which we can finish. So I come back to this video with Alan Bolon and Dr. Hudson. So yes, my message to Alan Bolon is that you have to choose. You have to choose that it is impossible in the same time be a member of the organization who defend the North Korea, and if you won't be a member of this association, it's your right. I don't like you, I don't want to be member of the one organization with you, but I respect this, that it is something which is important. This organization solidarity with the DPRK, it is something which we need, especially in the time when the most of the leftists in the Western countries, they promote this imperialist propaganda, and one of these organizations who promote the imperialist propaganda, it is MLPD. We have to say openly, MLPD support the imperialist propaganda. They support Contrrevolution in Eastern European countries. MLPD also support the Contrrevolution in the North Korea, and there is no other solution for North Korea. If there will be the Contrrevolution, the people from North Korea will be the condition of living there will be worse and worse, and if we and it's very I think that people who now are members of the ruling party in Korea, which they can openly talking about Marxism, reading Marxist theory. In the most of the countries after the counter-revolution, the communist ideas are criminalized, are banned. We have this problem in Poland and other countries. Maybe in Poland it is not very strong, but in Ukraine it's strong, and the communist members of the Communist Party of Ukraine, they are risk their life because they can be beaten by the fascists, or they have problem with the Ukrainian state. So Alan, decide if you want to be a member of the Korean Friendship Association. I suggest that you broke all the ties with these idiots from the Institute Marxa. And of course you have to wrote something like self-critic, because for the people who don't know the reality, it is something which is very strange. Why somebody who defend North Korea collaborate and publish their articles in the organization which promote MLPD and promote the counter-revolution in the North Korea. So maybe before you didn't know this, but now you know. Now you know that the MLPD wants to make the colored revolution in the North Korea, and now you have to choosing the DPRK or these imperialist idiots. And of course, if you are not wrote this self-critique and not broke the collaboration with these idiots, I hope that the Dermot Hudson or other people who are really friends of the North Korea, they kick you out from this organization, because your presence in this organization, when in the same time you collaborate with these provocators and the promoters of the colored revolution, you are your presence in this association is bad for this association. Okay, comrades, so it will be finished for today. Sorry for my English. Last time when I record these things in Polish, and after I make some conversation with Alan, he show me the finger that you can't wrote in the, I don't know. Most of this discussion was linguistic level, and of course now he will say, he can't speak English. Yes, it's true. I am not living in English-speaking country. I try to make best. And of course my accent and my vocabulary, my grammar is not perfect, but I think that the friends of the socialism in Korea understand this message. So this is your now job to verify your member, and maybe make a good conversation with him. And also I would like to say that the reason why I record this video is that last time, a few days ago, these idiots published information that I denounced information. And I will say that yes, if I denounce information for the Polish bourgeois state, it is something bad, and these things they made against us. They denounced the very secret information about our group, because 1 year ago we were in one group. So after split, they informed the Polish secret police about how we worked. So they informed the Polish bourgeois state. I informed the DPRK, and I am proud of that. That denouncing the idiot who collaborate with the promoters of the colored revolution, it is proud for me. If this if this movie help to defend the DPRK, defend the socialism, defend the Korean Friendship Association, I am not ashamed of this, and of course I think that every communist have to support in this matter the real existing socialist state. So Alan, now it's your turn. Wrote your article of the self-critique, and I will be very proud if in a few days I can publish the translation of your article, or maybe you are invited to conversation with me, and you can make this self-critique in the conversation with me. So you know my address.